Video walkthrough on a Heartland Pioneer. We will start in the back. If you look up there, you are pre-wired for a backup camera. Now this does not have a backup camera, it's just strictly pre-wired for one. If you'd opt to get a camera, we can install them, or you guys could. They're relatively simple to do. It does use power from those marker lights, that's where it gets power from. So the running lights that would normally turn those lights on the trailer need to be on the truck or a tow vehicle to turn the camera on. The camera comes with a screen and whatnot, that'll go in the truck. Fold down rack, all you gotta do is pull these pins right here and then pull this pin out. This whole thing will fold down. Make sure you do repin it before you travel. And this has a storage capacity of 200 pounds. Included in that 200 pounds is the spare tire, so you're looking more at like 180, 185. Cable inlet, so if you are going somewhere that provides cable, you can hook up through there. Most places don't do that anymore, but you might roll up somewhere and have it there. Bumper caps come off on either end. Perfect spot to store your sewer hose. This does not come with a sewer hose, that will have to be a separate purchase. Outdoor shower with hot and cold. City water connection, this is what you're going to hook your hose up to if your site provided water. When your hose is hooked up to here, everything will operate off of the city water pressure. You won't need to use your pump. Right here is your shore cord or your power cord. This twists on, and then this can also tighten on there as well. This piece right here, keep anybody from accidentally unplugging you. It's a 50 amp, and they're about 35 feet long. And that's what's going to allow all your lights, misspoke, your outlets, your microwave, your refrigerator on electric, your AC, all that this needs to be plugged in for all that to work. Here, slide seals every once in a while you are going to want to inspect them, make sure they're not dry or cracked. Once you recommend doing a slide maintenance, and that just involves cleaning these, spraying on a seal conditioner for these, and then wiping it off, and then a dry lube for your rails on the slide. Coming on over here, if you can see these stickers here, it says sewer and waste. So wastewater is going to be your gray water, sewer is going to be your toilet. So those are that handles there and there. And then there is one over here. Sorry, I'm kneeling down, tight spot. One over here, and then one over here for your gray tank. That's where you're going to drain your sewage. Gray is shower and sink water. Black is your toilet water. Alright, now we're back onto the other side of the slide. Coming in through here. Big old storage through here with a couple backup cranks. So the big one with the 3/4 inch socket looking on the end is going to be a manual backup for your slide out. The one with the skinny ends is going to be a manual backup for your stabilizers. And then this gray one is a manual backup for your power tongue jack. And then passive storage, keep any, put the unruly children in there. Lots of good information here. Gross vehicle weight rating here is 9,000 pounds. That's not the dry weight of the trailer. That's the combined total weight of the trailer. At max cargo and occupancy, you have a cargo carrying capacity of 1,088 pounds. Most important number I tell people right here is 65 psi. That's the tire pressure. Go off of that, not what's printed on the tires. Come over here, Group 24 RV Marine Grade battery. Winter, I recommend taking it out. In between trips, I recommend disconnecting the negative terminal off the battery. Keep anything from draining your battery. Dual 20-pound cylinders, freshly filled. We'll turn these off for now and make sure you guys receive this with them off. You got a regulator here, so you can see it's pointing to this tank. It'll pull from this one first. If this one would be on and this one gets emptied, it'll switch automatically to pulling from this tank. However, when it switches, that does not move. So keep in mind, you're going to have to help a little bit monitor it a little bit more if you want it to auto switch. Putting it in the middle does not pull from both tanks equally. Does not work. Get your chains when you hook up, cross them. This one here is a breakaway. So when if it would ever to come undone from your truck, pull the brakes out of the breakaway box, which is right here. Pull the pin out of that. Activate the brakes on the trailer. coming around to here. Switch for the front stabilizers. The rear ones work exactly the same. These are not meant to pick up the weight of this trailer. If you want your trailer to be level, front and back, you're going to use your power tongue jack to do that. And then you'll run these stabilizers down to stabilize it. There's a self-resetting breaker in there. If you were to overextend them, it'll trip that breaker. Just wait for it to reset. Moving along. Outdoor power is GFCI protected. All your GFCIs are on the same circuit, so if one were to trip, they're all going to trip. Here is where you're going to fill your onboard fresh tank. Just undo that. Rest your hose in there. Don't jam it in there. Turn it on and start filling it up. Definitely recommend draining it after every trip, just so it's not sitting full of water for a while. So that long one is going to be your drain for your fresh tank. The two short ones are your low point drains. And then here is access to that spot right there if you would need to manually close your slide out. This is a black tank flush, so when you're dumping your black tank, you can hook a hose up to this one. There's a sprayer built into the tank. It'll kind of help flush everything out. Water heater is very simple to use. It's all ready to be used besides putting your drain plug in. 15/16 is the socket size for that. Thread it into here as much as you can by hand. Tighten it down with either a tool you can purchase or a socket. Then as soon as you hook up water to it, whether it be turning your pump on, pulling from your fresh tank, or having your city water hooked up and turned on, it'll start filling it up, and then all your controls are on the inside. Definitely recommend making sure this area stays clear, down in there too, and then draining it every trip too. So, before you pull your drain plug to drain it, I'm going to open up your pressure relief here. Water will squirt out. Once it stops squirting out, snap it closed, and then you can take your drain plug out. If you neglect to do this first and go straight to doing that, you're going to get a bath. That plug's going to come shooting at you. It's going to be no fun. There. Get this on. And when you operate your water heater, you can have that door closed like that. Right here is a vent for your range hood, so you just make sure this flap's open when you're running the fan. If not, just push it closed. This is just for airflow for your fridge, so just make sure this area stays clear down here. Every once in a while, pop this panel off. Look back in there, make sure it's clean back there. Exhaust for your furnace. Make sure this stays clear too. They do make screens for this if you'd like one. Outdoor fridge. This is like a traditional mini fridge, so this will only work if your trailer is plugged in. The nice thing though about that is though it'll only take a few hours to get cold. What, 2 or 3 hours for it to get all the way cold. Unlike the RV fridge on the inside. More GFCI protected outlets outside, and then a light in here too, and then sink does drain into there too. So you have a sink out here, which is nice. Oh, and then other spot for the rear slide, manual back out for the rear slide, and then the rear power stabilizer pins. Alright, we'll make our way up onto the inside. Right here, you got your controls for your turn on and off your water pump, your water heater on gas, and then water heater on electric. You can run both at once if you need to. And then just keep in mind if you can use electric, make sure that there is water in your water heater. You have controls to read the levels for your tank, so black and gray, fresh and battery. Then you have some light switches here. One on the left will do LEDs over there. One on your right does speaker LEDs, so there's LEDs in the speaker as well as underneath the trailer. Come up here, you got more. One on the right is your main lights. One on your left, awning lights. Control for the main slide, which is this one. Control for your awning in and out, so it's power awning, out, and in. The awning does not stop automatically when it reaches this outward position, so you'll have to look. And then if you roll your awning out, it's okay to have it out when it's raining. If it's storming, please roll your awning in. You don't want the wind to damage it. If you roll it in wet, as soon as you get the chance to, roll it back out to let it dry. This is unused unless you purchase and have us install the WineGuard Wi-Fi extender. Other than that, you guys won't use this switch. Coming through to the bedroom. Light switch for the bedroom in here. Outlets, USB outlets, and regular outlets either side. In here. And then, not a whole heck of a lot in the bedroom, really. You do have storage up underneath your bed. Sliding doors do lock closed. Just make sure when you travel, they're like that so nothing gets damaged. Spot for TV in here. If you'd like to have a TV in this area, it's the coax outlet for it. If you're going to use the antenna, make sure that's light on. If you hook through cable, turn it off. Pretty simple. Radio is super simple to use, so you have power button here. It's your volume. You can change band or mute. If you look underneath, it says zone 1 and zone 2. So if you hold band, zone 1 off. So now the inside speakers are off, and it's just the outside speakers. And then vice versa. You can turn the outside one off, and then just have the inside ones on. So, very simple. Scan through your channels here. Settings. Let's go through some different settings. And then you have mode here. And then 1 through 6, push and hold to save a preset. Very simple. Like an aftermarket carburetor. Very nice. Very easy to use. You got USB and auxiliary port there too. More USB ports down there as well. Jackknife couch. May or may not. Let's see. Nope, not this model. Some of them have flip down cup holders, but this one does not. Nice thing about this though is you have plenty of storage underneath it. Lift up, pull towards you. Lays flat into a bed. Over here, microwave. Works like a standard microwave. Camper not plugged in, it's not going to work. You have your light and the fan. Remember, if you're going to have this fan running, if you want it to actually vent anything, you have to have the flap on the outside open. Folding cooktop up and back. Turn that to light. Then you twist your sparker. The light's right up. Now the gas is off, so it's not going to light right now. All three of these work the same way. This one works a little bit different. You turn to the pilot where it says pilot on. Push and hold. As you push and hold, you're going to get a barbecue lighter or something down in there to manually light that pilot, unless it's controlled by the sparker. This model, it's not. So you will have to get a lighter to manually light that pilot. Once the pilot's lit, turn it from pilot on to that. So you turn it to pilot on, push and hold, light the pilot, then turn it to your desired temperature. Once it's done, and you're done with it, if you turn it off to pilot on, it leaves the pilot on but shuts the burner off. Always recommend turning it completely off before you go to bed, just to keep the pilot from anything could happen. Fridge, very simple. So you have on or off, and then auto or gas. I recommend just leaving it on auto. Auto is going to default to 110, so if your camper's plugged in, that's what it's going to use. If you were to ever get unplugged accidentally, this will automatically switch to running off of propane to save your food. However, whether you're running gas or electric, this fridge will take about 8 to 10 hours to get cold. So keep that in mind. Schedule and plan your trip accordingly. This turns into a bed as well. You just lift the table up, and the legs will pop out. Set them aside. I just leave them underneath it so they're not rolling around or anything like that. Table will then set on these kind of like shelves here. Then you'll just reorganize these back cushions to fill in that void, and it creates like a platform to sleep on. Coming through here is your slide switch for this slide. Then right above it is your thermostat. So you tap that, the power button, the mode. First thing it's going to ask is what fan mode you want, auto, high, and low. I always recommend auto. It's going to allow the compressor to cycle on and off on the AC. Tap it again. You have your first mode, which is cool. Goes all the way down to 55. Tap mode again. You go to furnace. Furnace goes all the way to 90. These can be a little finicky. Sometimes if you accidentally hit up and down at the same time. Switch this to Celsius. All I got to do, hit up and down to get back to Fahrenheit again. Coming in through the bathroom. Nice thing about the bathroom is... Excuse me. Nice thing about the bathroom is it's accessible from the outside. So if you have guests with you, they don't have to cut through your camper to be able to use the restroom. Shower. Please make sure that when you travel that this is retained like this so these doors don't break or nothing like that. Get it open. Got your shower there, pretty basic in there. And lock this closed like that. This is the main GFCI, so if anything would have tripped, this is the one you're going to reset it on. Toilet's very simple. As long as you push in this pedal, it'll continue to flush. Don't use any antibacterial soaps in your toilet. And don't use regular toilet paper. You want to use RV Marine toilet paper. And as far as like products to clean it, we sell a bunch of products you can purchase to clean it. Fan here. Oh, it's controlled from here, so gotta make sure this switch is on. And then here's the switch for the fan right there. Always recommend running that when you take a hot shower just to keep the moisture off the walls. Coming through here, nice big bunkhouse. That's what I like about these. So you got spot to sleep there and there. Ladder, lift up and pull out to be a ladder. Please make sure you put this back like that before you close your slide out. Spot outlets and whatnot for a TV in here. This does fold up here, so lift up, latch it on this end, latch it on that end. When you're traveling, it doesn't matter which way you have it. And then this you can reorganize to be a couch or to turn into another bed. It's all up to you. And then right down here, your breaker box for all your breakers, and then all your fuse box for all your fuses. So it wouldn't hurt to keep some spare fuses with you just in case, so you always have a backup plan, you know. And then, yeah. Another vent back in here too. And then similar thing with the door. Please remember when you travel, strap your doors down so it doesn't bang around all over the place. And then light switch over there for there, and then that light turn on there for there too. And then one more thing, just so I want to make sure you guys know where they are. This blue bag right in there, it's gonna have all their owner's manuals. There's a gift card for you in there, so you all set. All right. Well, I hope you guys found the video walk informative. Hope you folks enjoy using the travel trailer. I hope you guys enjoy, excuse me. I hope you guys get a lot of good use out of it too. Until next time, goodbye.